when you go to use it, it's leaving big oversized dents like this. Alright guys, so somebody left a comment on my review of this Bauer brad nailer from Harbor Freight. And that comment is this. Question: I bought an air brad nailer from Harbor Freight, and no matter the setting, it leaves large oversized dents in the baseboards. Does this Bauer brad nailer leave bad dents or just small dents the size of the nail itself? So you got yourself your Harbor Freight air brad nailer, and when you go to use it, it's leaving big oversized dents like this. And depending on the wood, it leaves more and it'll be more obvious. So what's the issue here? The first issue is with the basic Harbor Freight air nailer, or a lot of 2-in-1 nailers, because that's the thing. This isn't just a brad nailer, it's a 2-in-1 nailer, so it does staples as well. It can do these little staples, and they just slip in there like this, and then you can just do a staple like that. Anything that's 2-in-1, like the basic air 18 gauge nailer from Harbor Freight, is going to have a nice and wide piston on it. The piston is the thing that drives the nails or the staples, because it's meant to drive both staples and nails. And it doesn't know if it's driving a nail or a staple, and it's the same width as the staples, because it's got to be able to efficiently drive those. So the first way to fix that is going to be to get something that's actually just a single purpose 18 gauge nailer, because generally speaking, the piston's going to be quite a bit thinner, or less of it is going to be making contact with the wood. And you can see right here with this is a Wen, just a regular 18 gauge air nailer, but it only does nails. It's leaving nice small imprints that's just the side of the nail head, because you will consistently get just the perfect size of hole you want. Some of these, like this Performax one, this one is I think 16 gauge. Now its piston's a little more robust because it's shoving in a little bit thicker nail there. So you will see that it will still sometimes leave these marks, these oversized marks, even though it's just a single purpose nailer. So a lot of these have an adjustment on them that you can do, and it's just a little turn dial somewhere. This one has that one. This Bauer one has this deal, and this Wen one has a turn knob right here. Unfortunately, like I said, the 2-in-1 Harbor Freight, at least the one that I bought from 15 years ago, and I don't think they've changed much, it doesn't have that. It is a great nailer for general purpose. It's run for 15 years, haven't had any issues with it, but it doesn't necessarily pretty results. So back to this Performax one, it's over penetrating into this wood. So just turn that dial, and you may have to dial this in depending on the hardness of the wood, the moisture of the wood that you have, and each time you'll just have to figure out what's the good settings for this one. Well, that one's going a little further. I think I need to go the opposite direction. Alright, here we go. There, see that? Now, you just dial it in, figure out where exactly it is. There, now it's not leaving the extra depression there. You can see it ran into another nail there. Let's see here. Yeah, see? So just dial that in, and it doesn't matter the one. So I have this Bauer one that I reviewed, and if you don't have it dialed in, may leave slightly oversized, but if it's dialed in nice, it's a perfect size hole that's only the size of the nail head. So So there you have it. You got to get the right tool for the right job. This 2-in-1, it's great. It's versatile. You can see I've put staples on mine because I exclusively use this for staples now because I don't want that piston mark on all the pieces that I'm doing. This Wen one has been great for me. It does nice, clean little impressions and doesn't have extra piston stamp. I will leave a link for this one down below if you're interested in that on Amazon. Also, I reviewed this Bauer one. It's been pretty good for me. Harbor Freight has that. It's a good option. It is a lot more expensive than the basic Harbor Freight one, which I think I got this for like 15 bucks 15 years ago. Well, I hope you found this video useful and helpful. If you have, please go down below, hit a thumbs up, consider leaving a comment. Tell me that I'm wrong if you think I'm wrong.